I do like when retro games get re-released in the compilations, but let's just be straight up. Not all these compilations are created equal. Some developers have gone above and beyond when it comes to presentation, extras, and options. Some companies just say, hey, here's your games, play them, and that's it. We ain't doing nothing extra. That's all you want to do is play the games. That may be fine for some people. And today, that's what we're going to be looking at with the Taito Milestones 2 collection. A very bare bones presentation, and no extras at all, just some basic options. But I wanted to share some of my thoughts with you guys as far as the collection of games here. Maybe you'll be fine, but keep that in mind. There's nothing extra going on. Just select your game and play it. Very basic presentation. But let's get into it. I'll share some of my thoughts as far as the 10 games that are included here. But these 10 games, they are powered by the Arcade Archives. Some of them have been, released individually for the $8 price point that I think most Arcade Archives games go for. This is a collection of 10 games being sold for $40, both digitally or physically. Released today, I was provided a copy early for purpose of review. So let's get into it. These 10 games, they all emulate very well. No issues with that at all. Didn't really see an issue with latency or anything like that. But for the games, let's talk about that so you can see what we got going on here. First up, we have New Zealand Story. This game came out in 1988. You're playing as a little bird dude. Little cutesy looking game, looking for your lover, your friends who've been kidnapped. I don't know, man. It's all right. Like, you're going through these mazes, fighting enemies and whatnot. Very smooth gameplay. I think a lot of people like this one. And it's, for me, it was enjoyable. Not my favorite on this collection, but a very enjoyable game. Next up, we have Kiki Kai Kai. This game came out in 1986. You're back in feudal Japan, fighting a bunch of different spirits and demons, yokais or whatever, getting different upgrades to your weapon, going around the whole map type of thing. A very fun game. One of my favorites on this collection. Some of the bosses are cheap bastards, though, where you just kind of they'll spawn and then boom, they hit you instantly. It's like one of those games, like one hit, you die type of thing. You gotta be very careful with all these enemies surrounding you type of thing. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with that one. Next up, Darius 2. This is the 3-screen arcade version that came out in 1989. This one's a lot of fun. I really enjoy this game. Graphics-wise, it looks awesome. It plays great. Presentation, if you're playing like handheld on Nintendo Switch, maybe kind of, tiny looking at this stuff. I played on my computer monitor, 27-inch monitor, and it looked fine. I mean, it looked great with the presentation. A lot of fun playing this one. The very first port of the 3-screen arcade version is in this collection, so that's really awesome. Next up, we have Gun Frontier, which came out in 1990. This is like a Western sci-fi game where the bosses are like guns. Has a pretty cool soundtrack, very smooth gameplay. I had fun with it. Not crazy memorable or anything, but yeah, there's a couple. I think there's like 3 shoot-'em-ups on here, and this is one of them. And then Darius 2, which we just mentioned. But there you go. Next up is Ben Barrow Beh. I think that's what it's called. Ben Barrow Beh. Came out in 1984. All these games either like early to mid 80s to early 90s type of thing. But Ben Barrow Beh, you're like a superhero dude who's watering some fire, extinguishing the flames, trying to save his girlfriend in these apartments, like over and over again. I don't know how she keeps getting caught up in these apartments and they're getting, caught on fire, but it was very clunky playing this game. Not a lot of fun in my opinion. I've never played it before. I played through a few stages and just, I probably will never return to this one. And then we do have the classic, The Legend of Kage, which came out in 1985. I've mostly played the NES port of this game, but yeah, this is the original arcade version. It was released, I know this one for sure was released individually through Arcade Archives, but it's a game where you're throwing ninja stars, attacking with your weapon, going from right to left, left to right, from bottom to top in different stages, getting to the end, fighting enemies, and then it repeats itself again. So it's like an older game, but it's a lot of fun. Takes a little getting used to not get killed easily. But there you go, Legend of Kage. Next up is Liquid Kids. Came out in 1990. I don't know what the heck you're playing as. I think the character's name is Hippopo. Is he a hippo? Kind of looks like a pug. I don't know what he is. A little dog? I have no freaking idea. But you're throwing like these water bombs, and it's kind of cool the way that interacts with the enemies and you know, how you can throw them and destroy other enemies, and interacting with some of the elements in the levels, getting to the end to, you know, I think you're like saving your friends or something. But this one was actually a lot of fun. I really like this game. Never played it before, but it's similar to some other games I've played in the past, and, you know, not typical of the style of game I like, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Now, next up, Solitary Fighter from 1991. Updated version of Violence Fight. This game sucks. I don't like it at all. The only thing I thought was kind of funny, I mean, it's a 1v1 fighting game, you know, kind of Street Fighter-ish, but very wonky. Hit detection's weird. The attacks are weird, very slow. But the one thing I found interesting was like the first stage, which I don't know, like, are you in like the back of a warehouse, in the alley? I don't freaking know. But like a hooker like comes up to me and tries to stab me. So there is some like unique things going on where you're fighting, like, you know, the opposing person, and like some random stuff will happen. It was weird, but I still didn't like it at all. Very weak game. Next up, the third of the 3 shoot 'em ups on here, Metal Black. This game came out in 1991, and this one was kind of fun. It was interesting, where there's like these bonus modes, or like little bonus stages between levels where it kind of changes perspective and you're locking on the targets. That was unique. That was kind of cool. I've never played this one before, so it was kind of a cool game. Definitely a worthwhile game to check out, whichever way you want to do it, right? And then the final game I want to talk about, Dino Rex. This game came out in 1992. I know some people will be like, hey, this is a ripoff of Primal Rage. No, it's not. It came out before Primal Rage, but it sucks. It's really freaking bad, man. I played as like a big purple Barney dinosaur, and the game is just so sluggish. It's like Solitary Fighter, but worse. Solitary Fighter came out before. This game sucks, man. I didn't enjoy it at all. It's very wonky with the way the attacks work, the hit detection, the way things move in the stages. But, you know, for novelty, you know, kind of exploring the history of gaming, it is kind of neat. So this is where I'm at with this collection. There's 10 games. The previous version had 10 games. I don't know why they can't just release bigger collections when they're charging like $40 for a compilation, especially with a lackluster presentation. No extras, very basic settings and whatnot. While everything plays fine, I mean, it's really going to depend on the individual if you really love these games. But I think I've just been spoiled. I've been spoiled by other companies with their compilations. And for me, this one didn't really tickle it for me. There are a couple games here that I enjoyed, but I don't really foresee coming back to this one. Nostalgia's a bitch. If you really love these games, maybe it'll itch it for you. But for me, it's a pass. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Bye.